Hi guys, and welcome to Bushcraft. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This video is my take on the 3 luxury bushcraft kit item challenge, if I say that correctly. But before we get to that, first of all, a big thanks to Craig Taylor, the Bushcraft Padawan. I'm gonna put a link to his channel up here in the information box. Craig tagged me for this video challenge in which bushcrafters are supposed to share them 3 most luxurious or 3 most important bushcraft items. And I'm really grateful for that tag, so I can show you a couple of things that I find important. But before we get to that, please make sure to also check out Craig's channel. I'm also going to put the link to his channel in the information box below, simply because it's a great channel. You know, he's doing the Thursday Thought on Bushcraft. It's kind of like a format in which he's reflecting on different bushcraft related topics. I personally find that very interesting because there's more to bushcraft than just going out and showing an overnighter video or showing a little bit of carving. There's more thought behind that, if that makes sense. So if this is of interest, please feel free to check out his channel. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get started with my 3 most luxurious bushcraft items. And I would start off with number 1, the Grilliput fire bowl, or Grilliput if you pronounce it in English. And that's a really amazing device. Let me just show that to you. I've received this from Thomas from Natur erleben, Prävention erstreben, or now with the English channel Experience Nature. And it's this tiny thing. Looks kind of like, you know, those forms you have for cakes, right? And what you do, you unfold this, and then you got your 3 little feet right here, and then you can put this on the ground and make your fire in this bowl. And it's just a great product, and let me tell you why. If you haven't seen my campfire safety video, I'm also gonna put this up here. Please watch this, and please also note, you know, that I personally do take fire prevention or fire hazard prevention really seriously. Because again, if we look here, if you can see this weather, it's about 26 degrees Celsius, bone dry, no wind, and that's just an ideal circumstance for a forest fire to develop. And as a serious bushcrafter, I have to pay attention to nature. I have to make sure that nothing happens to natural resources, to ecosystems and such. So I find this device really awesome, as far as I can always make sure that I contain my fire, but still create an open fire. As you can see, this is relatively big, like it's sufficient for me to warm up. If I build a fire in this entire bowl, it's great enough for cooking, and it's also great if you do have some kind of issues with landowners, for example, because I usually ask for permission before I go camp somewhere, and usually people or also park rangers are very hesitant to give you permission if they think that you're going out there and you're just building fires, right? And this already helps a lot. This gives me more opportunities, so to speak, because if people see this and they know, like, okay, this guy is taking care of nature and taking care of my property, okay, I'll let him sleep a night there, and then I can enjoy bushcrafting. So this is more than just fire making. It's also kind of like like a wild card, so to speak, for many terrains that are owned by other property owners. So yeah, that would be number 1. Really awesome device. And also, if this is of interest to you, I'm gonna put a product link in the description, all right? You can check that out. Then to gear piece number 2, which is actually a couple of gear pieces. That's my winter sleeping setup, because again, I want to be outdoors and I want to enjoy nature. And in weather conditions like these, not that big of a deal, you know. You could also just sleep outdoors with your shirt, right? You don't really need a lot of equipment. But once temperatures drop down to like -5 degrees Celsius, you know, a lot of people can't enjoy this because they don't have the proper winter equipment for that. And I built myself some sort of sleeping system throughout time, and I'm just gonna go through the items, and I just consider these one item, okay? This would be the Climate Insulated Static V sleeping mat. Really cool. It has an R value of 4.4, so that serves me up until -5, -10 degrees Celsius. I had very good experiences with that. Next to that, a fleece inlay for my sleeping bag, which would be then the Mival Habitat sleeping bag. I don't have that with me because the packing size is that big, but if you want to check out the system, again, also just look up in the information box there. I'm gonna give you a link to a winter overnighter video with the entire setup. And then next to the sleeping bag and these things, also my Dutch military bivy bag. This is really important because it keeps me dry. It's kind of a Gore-Tex type of membrane here, and it just leaves the rain out, and I only have good experiences with this. And if I combine all of this, as you can see in the video that I just linked to, I can spend nights out, you know, at -5, -10 degrees Celsius, and that's important for me because maybe I should quote Ray Mears. I think he said that in the human life, you know, we might be lucky and turn 80 years old, so we can only enjoy 80 summers and 80 winters and 80 springs and 80 autumns. And that really struck me at a point, because at some point life is going to end and we need to make the best out of it. So I want to go out and spend as much time outdoors as I can. And yeah, in summer that's not that big of a deal, but in winter, again, you need to push through your comfort zone and you need to get a good night's sleep too. That's also a reason why I consider this to be luxury, because I can sleep well in winter if I use this setup. I can be warm, I can get rest, so I can hike further, especially if weather conditions are more dire and if the cold gets into your bones. And this is not something I can take for granted, you know. So that sleeping system, also due to the financial value, but also the value it has for me and for my personal adventures, is definitely an item or more items of luxury. And yeah, then for item number 3, and now it's getting a bit funny, wood. And why is wood an item of luxury to me? Well, think about climate change, think about the environment changing, think about, you know, men just cutting down forests everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the rainforest or just agricultural landscapes like we have here in Europe. Wood and forest landscapes are getting scarce, and especially in the Netherlands. The Netherlands don't have any kind of wild natural environment anymore. There's the Veluwe, which is just kind of like a natural park, but that's also mainly an artificially created landscape. And yeah, if you think about this, you know, wood as a resource is so important for us bushcrafters, because we can make mugs, we can make spoons like this snake spoon right here, or maybe something like this, right? And wood is not something that we can take for granted. I mean, it's all around us, at least we think so, but if we continue working in the way we do, and if we continue harming the planet as we do right now, it's only a matter of time that this will become a scarce resource. And yeah, I just want to bring this into this film because I want you to maybe start thinking about this a little more. Maybe also start thinking about the importance of letting living trees live and just using dead wood to work with. Or yeah, just maybe think about your own consuming patterns, because again, this material can make you anything from a shelter, again, up to tools like these. You can build a fire with that, which brings us back to the bowl, right? So wood is something that's incredibly important for bushcrafters. It's the #1 resource we use all the time, right? So for me, this is luxury. Also because it gives me the opportunity to craft, to create something that I can be proud of. Again, for example, if I just take a spoon like this and I'm working on a spoon like that for 3 days or so, then I'm really happy that I created this myself. It has a special value to me, right? It's not just a product that you can buy in a store, but there's craftsmanship put into that, time put into that, love and dedication. And this also just does something with your mind. It does something with your consciousness, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know what you think about this. Leave me a comment below if you think I'm totally crazy. If you agree to this, let me know. But yeah, wood would be number 3. Okay, but yeah, just to continue then with the challenge, of course I should also tag 3 other channels, and I'm going to give you a couple of screenshots right now. Please also make sure to check out those channels, they're all amazing. Also, I'm going to give you the links down below. And yeah, I'm going to nominate Susan Williams, simply because I love her channel for its diversity. There's anything from hiking to climbing to canoe trips to I don't know what. You should really check it out. She has a lot of footage on basically every topic, which I find amazing. And yeah, Susan, if you see this video, please consider shooting a video like this yourself and introduce us to your top 3 bushcrafting items. Number 2 would be Fox Scout Survival. Simply because Yannick is a good friend of mine, and he always brings in a different type of perspective on bushcraft, because he's a former soldier, he's a parachutist. He's looking more at the tactical component of the outdoors world. He's very experienced when it comes to survival related things, and we always have very interesting exchanges in regards to using different resources and yeah, the way in which we do that. So it's also worth checking that out. And Yannick, if you want to participate, please show us your top 3 items. And number 3 would be Kent from the Rewild University. The reason simply being that Kent yeah, is in my opinion kind of like a minimalist type of person, and he's also a pretty spiritual person, and you can learn a lot from his ways of engaging with nature, about his philosophy on comfort zones, on how to push through certain feelings of discomfort. And what I find interesting is that he barely uses any type of equipment, so I would be curious what his top 3 outdoor equipments would be. It doesn't have to be a saw and a hatchet and these things, but maybe it's his Kjortel suit that he introduced in one video. I'm just curious about your vision, Ken, so if you want to participate, please shoot a video and let us know about your 3 items that are, yeah, your biggest luxury in the outdoors. So yeah, that's it for my turn. Thanks again to all of you out there. Thanks again to Craig for tagging me. Thanks in advance to all the other channels for participating. And I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think and leave a comment below. And yeah, as usual, make sure you stick around. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to stick around the channel, please subscribe. I would gladly appreciate this. And up until next time, have a great time outdoors and see you. Bye bye.